The world is full of diamonds and gems, and we are fortunate enough that we are having some of them here today to build this event. A very pleasant and charming good morning. I, Dr. Said Samrina Ghilani, take pride in standing before such dignitaries and am profusely elated to be the master of ceremonies for today's event. We are really thrilled to have with us the honorable chief guest, some of them here today to build this event. A very pleasant and charming good morning. I, Dr. Said Samrina Ghilani, take pride in standing before such dignitaries and am profusely elated to be the master of ceremonies for today's event. We are really to have with us the honorable very and charming good morning. I, Dr. Said Samrina Ghilani, take pride in standing before the dignitaries. We are really thrilled to have with us the honorable chief guest, Excellency, whose treasures present enhanced our joy. So, I roll down a carpet of welcome to our chief guest, His Excellency, Honorable Chancellor, Manipur University, Professor Tirupati Rao. Honorable Vice Chancellor, Central University of Kashmir, Professor A. Ravindranath. Dean Students Welfare, OSD to Honorable Vice Chancellor, Central University of Kashmir, Professor Shahid Rasool. And Dean Student Welfare, Finance Officer, Central University of Kashmir, Dr. Mehrajuddin Shah. And other dignitaries, deans, heads, coordinators, and faculty members and students. I would like to take a moment to express our gratitude to all our esteemed guests who have graced us with their presence today. Your support and presence add a special charm to this occasion, and we are truly privileged to have. Now, I would like to request Honorable Vice Chancellor, Central University as a total Excellency to please big round of applause. Now I would like to request Dean Academic Affairs, OSD Honorable Vice Chancellor, Central University of Kashmir, Professor Shahid Rasool, to present both the Education of Learning the Honorable Vice Chancellor, Central University of Kashmir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. We have gathered here with hearts. We have gathered here with and once in Amritsar, democracy, leadership, and development. As we all know that Amritsar is Honorable Prime Minister's vision to report and for India, a new dawn for the country, which will bring with it a chance to fulfill fragments of the Indian economy through rapid profitable growth. goal of developing India, elimination of any trace of the colonial mindset, honor and pride in our roots, development of unity and a sense of duty amongst each other. We are really pleased, honored that we have highly respected dignitaries to speak on the occasion. Dean Student Welfare, Finance Officer, Central University of Kashmir, Dr. Merajuddin Shah, to formally welcome our distinguished guests of intellectuals. Dr. Merajuddin Shah.
Honorable Chancellor, and the Chief Guest, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor A. Ravi, Professor Shah Yusuf, Deans of various schools, heads of various departments, coordinators, and their students. A very good morning. Assalamu alaikum. Today we are highly honored that we have with us Honorable Chancellor, Manipur University, Professor Rao, with us. He is our chief guest on the occasion. Honorable Vice Chancellor, A. Ravindranath, Dean Academic Affairs, Professor Shahid Rasool. At this occasion, I welcome all of you in this special lecture, a distinguished lecture that is being organized on a very important topic, Bharat in Amrit Kaal, democracy, leadership, and development. This topic is multifaceted, multidimensional. It covers various aspects. It focuses on leadership, vibrant democracy of India, and at the same time, it would talk about the development goals, the development process. We in India have attained independence in 1947. Our most of the wealth was looted by the British. We were left without any proper wealth to take further the development process. Our leaders talked about the trickle-down theory. They discussed that the development process will reach to the income or breeding in our lives. We are not able to live a very happy and healthy life. We see the deplorable infrastructure all around us. Now, over the last 10 years, our leaders have embarked a new vision, a vision for and time in which the people would be living a process ahead. Now we have a vibrant and effective leadership that is going to take us further towards the development process, to bring to a stage where everyone will be living in an Amrit Kaal, a situation for time where people will be glad and happy. I'm sure we have with us a learned speaker, an eminent and distinguished speaker, who will be unfolding all the contours of this very great and vibrant, a significant topic with us. I, at this moment,
take this opportunity to welcome him to the Central University of Kashmir, this session. And at the same time, I welcome my Honorable Vice Chancellor, our Dean, Academic Affairs, the Deans, heads, coordinators of various departments, and their students in this session. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. सुना है बोले बातों से फूल झड़ते हैं, सुना है बोले तो बातों से फूल झड़ते हैं, ये बात है तो चलो बात. So it's a matter of privilege and pleasure that I'm joined by the chief guest, Professor Tirupati Rao, who is known for his simplicity and leadership qualities. His Excellency has served as Vice Chancellor, Osmania University, Hyderabad, Dean Faculty of Social Sciences, Osmania University. Currently, Your Excellency is holding the position of Chancellor, Manipur University, which is Central University of Imphal, Chancellor, ICFAI University, which is private university in Shimla, Himachal Pradesh. Professor Rao was instrumental in systematic implementation of many educational possibilities of academic and administrative reforms that others fail to recognize. His approach to academic reforms are unmatched and made an impact in the higher education system that necessitated for adoption by the universities, the state. Your good of transformative breakthroughs to provide the best opportunities for education that will enable the underrepresented and underrepresented categories in the region to compete on equal footing with the students of reputed university. Now it's a time for felicitation. Now I would like to request Honorable Vice Chancellor, Central University of Kashmir, to do the honors of felicitating our chief guest, Professor Thank you so much, sir. Thank you once again. So it's a matter of absolute honor to invite your good self, your excellency, head on this for your insightful thoughts. So big round of applause. Please, sir.
Professor Ravindranath, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Central University, Kashmir. Professor Dean Academic Affairs, Dr. Meheruddin Shah, Dean Student Affairs, respected deans of various schools, heads of the departments, faculty members, and dear students, ladies and gentlemen. Professor Ravindranath is a good friend of mine. When I was a vice of Osmania University, we worked together. Actually, he was the team member of the core team, and he in fact instrumental in getting us so many funds. And one prestigious fund we could get was city
that also we have compete at the national level. That's how we have that acquaintance working together. So, big thing itself, I would like to thank Professor for privilege, uh, being amidst English people, faculty members, as well as students. So it is honor. I also appreciate the Dean Student Affairs, actually, whose auspices this meeting is taking place. Engaging the universities, faculty, and the students to discuss about this, to talk about this, give new ideas. As just now told by Dean Student Affairs, what is developed, I just explained. I'm sure all of us would like to live in a developed country. Person like me who has already crossed 70 years, I don't think I will see the developed country, but younger people, you are sure, you will be part of the developed country. And you will be the persons who will be working for that. It is on your shoulders. Whether you will see developed country or not depends on you. You means all the younger people, because India now where, which direction we'll go. That is my firm as you all know, where it is expected, the roadmap for India will be that it will take us to a status of a developed country. That is the expectation. Now, how we'll reach there? Two days back, the chairman said there is every possibility that it will, by between 2045 and 2050, per capita income also go up accordingly. That is $2,000. a decision. You want to go on a holiday somewhere, first you should have that will. I want to go on a holiday, to plan for that, and then you have to take a decision. I will go or I will not go. You will not go. Happen. So Sankalp, that this desire, strong will should be there. That is expected from all citizens. It is not top level, everybody, young people, everybody, citizens. Now they should have the resolve. We will make India as a developed country by 2047. That is a resolution people should have. No matter what happens, we are going to see that India will become a developed state. People need not go to USA here and there to receive the material comforts. I do not know whether comfort they will get as far as peace of mind, because a lot of running around will be there. India is the best place to have peace of mind. But they'll go for there because they're not getting employment here, not good income, they get a higher income there and all that. That kind of situation, I think, should stop. People from other areas should come to India. Even in the last mile person also is comfortable. Should be our goal, not people on the top, but everybody is leading a good life. That is a resolution we should have. That's the first. Conviction is important, no matter what happens. If you don't have conviction, nothing will happen. And initially only you have doubts, oh no, how can it happen? All sorts of doubts you have. Then it will be difficult for us to proceed. Major problem among for many people is to dream itself. To think about it is itself difficult because they think it is a big challenge, we cannot do it. But now, in the present level at what we are now, I think it should be very difficult. We should have a strong conviction. What others cannot do, we can do it. What others can do, we can do it. But what others cannot do, we can do it. We can become. That is a conviction we should have. If young people have conviction, rest of them will automatically follow. First thing. Second, generally what happens, parasitic thinking is more amongst many people. The process of development which has happened in India for a long time made the people to depend on others rather than being independent. I think that is one of the major hurdles. Now we have to overcome that, particularly the colonial mindset. In the colonial mindset, always the people who are ruling, they do not have trust on the ruled. There is a trust deficit. They look with suspicion. That is the rule they had, because naturally they are all foreigners. When they ruled, they never had trust in us, and they had all sorts of regulations where everything, everywhere, they'll be checked and whether they will look into whether it is correct or not. They will doubt everybody. That was a pattern they had. That's why regulations were very heavy. But now it's not like that. It is our country, our rule. So why should we have all those British legacies? We need not have. We should get rid of all those heavy regulations which were there, which were required for Britishers to rule India. All those things should be removed. Second is mindset. It's parasitic mindset, slavish mindset there. Every individual, whatever may be the caste or community or economic status or social status, every individual should be strong, have the freedom, think freely, act freely, and have the that he can contribute for the development of society and it can take India forward. Not only taking care of themselves, obviously everybody would like to take care of themselves, their family. That is a basic necessity. But we cannot stop there. We have to take care of others also, society, country, even contribute to the global peace, prosperity. We look at that level. So people should have that kind of mindset. And then the third one is have pride in your own roots, in your own culture, in your own legacies. The craze is to follow the West. Nowadays, because of technology, social media, very quickly they follow that. See, China tried its best to prevent its people from being influenced by the Western culture, but they were not successful. Pop culture, all other cultures penetrated into China also, in spite of its strong insulation, best efforts also that happened there. In China, when it can happen, India is a free country. Can we prevent it? It is possible to prevent if your mindset, if your value system, your socialization, the way you are educated, all that is in proper order. Otherwise, it will just take over. It will simply invade. It's another kind of invasion, silent invasion. It's already happening. So that is the other one I think we have to look into. And then other aspect, fourth aspect is very important aspect. That is, our strength of India is unity in diversity. Unity in diversity is our strength. That plurality we have and unity we have. That is our strength. And that strength should not get diluted at all. We should always work to remain united. That's another one. And not but least, most important than all other things is every citizen should be duty bound to take India to become a developed state another 25 years. So every citizen has the responsibility. I think that kind of a mindset should be imbibed in every individual. Everybody can contribute in his own way. The very fact that, everyone, whatever work they are doing, they do perfectly, very efficiently, they are contributing to India become a developed country. That's it. Whatever work you are doing, whether you are a teacher or you are an employee in any corporate sector, or you are whatever other works for your livelihood. But if they are not doing their work, people are whiling away their time, wasting their. It will be very, very difficult because there is such a large country, 1.4 billion. If everybody works, imagine how India can transform. You can yourself must come across some experiences in your home, wherever you go, in your office. You always think, what is this person? How many times it does not do this? It's not, every time makes these mistakes. This is common everywhere. You will come across so many places. If this is not there, everybody is doing perfect work. You can imagine how India can change very rapidly, very fast. Just think on those lines. There are Constitution itself as written down. The duties of the citizens are also there. But whatever, we have to be duty bound to develop India to become developed. Now, what is the present status of India? Just let us pause here few seconds. Ponder over what is our present status? Where are we? And from here, how we should move forward. As you all know, and respected teachers and students at PG level, research level, I think you yourself will be talking about it, that the major feature of India is the largest democracy in the world with 1.4 people. not only largest democracy, we remained as the largest democracy, right, from 1947 till now. Another factor of what I think we should remember about is that it is the fastest growing economy, fastest developing economy. And another one I think we should talk about is that fifth largest economy, soon going to become the third largest economy. And these are all facts. This is not. When we try to understand. Then you should think it has taken us, of course, 75 years to reach this. We are at this stage. And there are people who are sitting here, were born much after independence. Perhaps you don't know the importance of that we have reached this stage. It is very important. I would like to make few observations here. What was the understanding at the time of independence? So young people are here, I think perhaps that was study. Very wide variations are there. So they thought that it will split up. It won't stay as one country. That was expectation. Telling Harrison they much to the dismay of these political scientists or social scientists who thought that India will not remain as a united state or fabric. India has become stronger and stronger. Much to the, say, understanding of persons like Winston Churchill, who thought that Indians are slaves, low caliber people. Today, person of Indian origin, Rishi Sunak, is Prime Minister of Britain. We have ruled for 200 years over us. Not only UK, there are many countries where Indians are holding very, very important government positions. Not only government positions, they are holding, their CEOs are very high positions and in the corporate sector across many countries, USA. That is a brain power of Indians. That is a potential power Indians have. We have to realize that. We have been hammered and hammered and hammered to say that you are slaves. You have to listen to us. You don't know. You don't have the power. The latent power in us always dormant. It was always dormant. We have not done anything to so wake it up. Realize that. Now it's a time. This is the best time. Particularly young people. Please listen. You have tremendous power in yourself. You need to think and act, not only thinking. What they say, you have to walk the talk, you have to think and act. What I can contribute, what I should do. In that context, I'm referring to this. Maybe few more observations in this context. What happened? Why we have taken 75 years to reach this stage? Why not earlier? That is another question I have. Couldn't we have not done in 50 years or 60 years, much earlier? Why so much time? Okay, Britain has taken 200 years. That doesn't mean we should take longer time. When we have the potential, why not? Here, I won't dwell at length, but few observations which you already know, most of you. I'd just like to mention it so that let us think about it. Let us remember that. You've all studied, you're all scholars. What model we have chosen for development? That's the first one. What model did we select for development? Democratic socialism, mixed economy. We wanted to achieve political development as well as economic development simultaneously. Political development, economic development. It had not happened in any other country. That model we have chosen. Jawaharlal Nehru was architect of that. Giving universal adult franchise immediately after independence. It was enshrined in our constitution. Every person, Indian citizen of 21 years, will get voting right, irrespective of his income status, whatever it is. At the same time, we wanted to achieve economic development also. 1948 industrial policy, 1956 industrial policy. When you look at it, you will understand that India wanted to have a planned economy, very heavily controlled regulations, where they thought that they will do everything, government can do everything and provide welfare to the people, develop the country. That was the orientation. But what happened later on? 1950, if you see, just now the introduction, the professor has told, Britishers have siphoned off a lot of wealth from India. In spite of siphoning of so much wealth, 1950, just if you think, and compare other states within Asia and other states, Japan, China, other countries, if you see, their economic position was much lower to India. In spite of wealth being drained off from here, overall, our infrastructure, that is because we were not affected by the war. Other countries were affected by the war. So we were much better comparatively. But other countries, China or Japan, their economy really galloped. Their GDP growth rate has substantially increased, whereas India's growth rate remained at 3% or 3.5%, where they called it, most of them said, they mocked at it, my Westerners, they said it is a Bullock economy, Hindu rate of growth. When Indians went from here to abroad, they were looked down upon. Oh, what are you people? You can't even, have your own good policies for your own economic development. What are you all doing? That kind of, understanding was there as far as Indians were concerned outside. Whatever it is, we thought that that was the best way to develop. But we had many hiccups, constraints. As a result of that, corruption increased, middleman exploitation increased. I think you all remember the famous quote of Rajiv Gandhi. He said, when you spend 1 rupee, when 1 rupee is spent by the government for the benefit of the people, only 15% reached them, 15 paisa reached them. So in middle, everything was siphoned off or it was spent. That is another aspect. Maybe in this context, you should remember another author, Gunnar Myrdal, I think Nobel laureate. He received Nobel Prize in 1974 for his contributions in economics. The book he has written was Asian Drama. Now, in that, his main question was, he inquired into the poverty of nations. Why these nations are poor? That's what he inquired into. As far as India is concerned, of course, he spoke about population growth. Now we are not talking about population, we are taking it as an advantage. Whatever the young population we have, that we are considering it as an advantage now. At that time, they considered it a disadvantage, the growth of the population, 2.5%, 3%. But more than that, what he has mentioned was, that is important for you to remember, he considered India as a soft state. He has divided the countries into two categories, hard states and soft states. Soft states are those states which have the rules, pakka, but rules cannot, they do not implement the rules. Rules are violated just like that. That is one of the reasons why India remained backward. So much money government spends, but the money goes down the drain. It doesn't reach the expected target group. The expected outcome does not happen. That was one of the main reasons. That is total inefficiency as far as governance is concerned. Accountability is not there. There is no way you can check up. This is written by no less than Nobel laureate Gunnar Myrdal, which is very accepted. Some of the aspects which he has said are not relevant now. They're different. Now, let us come back to the present context from there. What is the present context? Now we have technology. Everything can be watched. Transparency can be there. Like direct benefit transfer is taking place. Earlier, people take the money, they siphon off, they don't give. Now money is put into the direct account of the people. There also people can keep the, say, ATM cards and take away the money. Some people may be doing, we don't know. That's what I think society is expecting the universities to find out. Do the research. What is happening? How to improve whatever we are doing? Should we improve or not? All that technique. Now, technology is a driving force as far as the development is concerned. Just now, very recently, last month, and we have completed the G20 conference. It's no small achievement. G20 is not a small achievement. In which most of these media people, they went on showing in their channels, will a consensus emerge or will it not emerge? Most probably it may not emerge because last time in Bali it has not come. Ukraine war is going on. So Russia, Western, the leaders who come from the West, they will not agree unless they are right against, say, Russia. They condemn Russia, they will not agree. This kind of, opinion was there. But much to the credit, I mean, we should give to our people who worked for the success of G20 in bringing about a consensus on all the leaders. We have a resolution which is passed unanimously by all the members. They have all accepted. All the global leaders are there, and many other members from other countries are invited. So they've all agreed on what are the major challenges, most of them in tune with the SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals they've addressed, like climate change and all that. So many aspects they have mentioned in that. I think we should appreciate that. And I think we should give a very loud applause as well as G20. It's not a small achievement. Under leadership of India, we have done this. We have brought everybody together. And not only that, actually we led the South group, Global South we have led. And the greatest thing was African Union. With the African Union. That's a great achievement because India took initiative. Not only that, India now has emerged as a soft power. Our Indian diaspora, everywhere, wherever you go, they have become very active now. They feel that we have to contribute back in something or other. And in their own respective states, wherever they are staying, they are playing an active role to promote the interests of India. That's what is happening. And say yoga, which we have included, or millet year, which we have included, all these are soft powers, making India, getting more respect for India. The achievements of Indian diaspora all over the world, they are bringing credit to us. They are bringing greater respect to us wherever Indians go. That is positively happening. I think we should appreciate. Now, while all this is happening, last decade, so many new initiatives have been taken. So many new government policies have initiated. So we should just have a glance at that. I'm not going into the details of the policies and all that. You can have just a glance at that, because there'll be other series of lectures. We'll be talking in detail about those aspects. But before just mentioning some of those aspects, I think 2 or 3 other aspects which I did not say. I think you cannot miss out Chandrayaan-3. Believe it or not, Chandrayaan-3, whatever it is, it has really enhanced the respect of India abroad. It may appear Chandrayaan-1, Chandrayaan-2, what is the great that has happened? Some of us may think. But when you get information from people who are living abroad, they tell us, oh, everybody is discussing about Chandrayaan-3. Oh, now they realize that India is technically advanced. Technologically advanced. So they have such a technology, they can land on moon. They can, that's a technology they have. Suddenly, it has enhanced the perception of people who are living in foreign countries as well as India. Foreign exchange reserves have substantially increased, 600 billion, not a small thing. And remittances are coming from 160 countries across all states. Across all states, they're going. That's another picture. Digital infrastructure. UPI. I do not know how many of you know the importance of the payment interface. It's a great contribution. This is what some of the people whose business is to get money through financial transaction, these Westerners, they are hurt. They feel that they are challenged. Your Visa card, all other transactions you take place, billions of dollars are taken away by them, these transactions. UPI, through UPI, already more than $12 billion, I believe, have been saved. Only last September, more than 10 billion transactions have taken place. Other countries also want this. We hardly now find very few people who carry cash in India. Initially, everybody had a doubt. Say person who's selling on the road or auto driver, what he will do? Except people like me, all of them are having this mobile smartphone and this UPI. I don't have that, but they all have. That's the difference. The day when my son came from USA, I was telling, Daddy, now earlier when we used to carry water bottle, they used to think that he is an NRI. Now he is telling, if you carry cash, they think he is an NRI. They are carrying cash. We are only doing digital transaction. That is a level at which you are advancing. Please don't underestimate ourselves. Don't underestimate India. Nobody should underestimate. That's the speed at which you are moving. When we are moving at this speed, 2047 also may be too far. Before that also we can become a developed country. If everybody puts their hands together, we can really achieve. One of the major challenges to achieve that major requirements is what needs to be addressed immediately, the poorer sections of India. That is the divide is there. Unless you lift up the poor, India can never become a developed state. In absolute percentage wise, we are improving, but the rate at which is happening is slow. People cannot wait long. It has to happen fast. Now, for that, what we should do, I think you all have to think in the universities. Think about it. Government is giving, say, through public distribution, so many aspects have come forward now, right from, say, a pregnant woman to preschool. Preschool is now, it has come into the regular system of education. Earlier, this LKG, what you call nursery, they were not in the regular stream. Now that also they have included in regular stream. Breakfast should be given to them, lunch should be given to them. All that is happening. Many things, I don't want to go into details, but NEP 2020, so much you must have already discussed. You must be knowing whatever, that is 5+3+3+4 at every age-specific education. And then higher education also giving more flexibility, more academic flexibility, so that they have choice, or you can go out, do work, come back, exit, and all these things are happening, and then focus on research. So many things, so much focus, so much attention is there. But my appeal here is, on paper, many things can be there. Money can be given, but in reality, what is the impact? Expected outcome is happening or not? That's where these universities, young people, researchers, research institutions, I think, become important. As a young person, as a researcher, I went around many places. I have toured very widely in the rural areas. I know practically from the people the difference between what government expects and what is achieved, the gap. Now, how to bridge this gap? How to see that expected expectations are achieved, expected outcome is achieved. That's where universities are important. When government is doing so much to address the needs of the poor, from the point of health, 5 lakh insurance is given. How do we ensure that hospitals don't cheat? That insurance simply they book and they they swallow the money. How do you do that? It's a challenge. We need to look into that, because it's all people's money. It cannot be spent away like that, and we cannot allow middlemen to cheat. Every area, for example, public distribution system, rice is given, other grains are given. In some of the areas, what is happening is, now one new thing feature, you can say, sir, this is there from beginning. What is the new thing about it? Now they have attached the digital Aadhaar. Unless you have Aadhaar, they won't give you. The fingerprinting is required. That also, even after that, some cheating is going on here and there. I don't think it may not be a general norm, but somewhere some cheating is going on. This is where the researchers have to. They are buying back the material they give at 1/10 of the price, the market price. Those are giving. Some of the dealers, everybody may not be doing, but some dealers are doing. That's what I hear from the people, I think, who are having knowledge in the rural areas. I keep inquiring from different people what is happening there, how this is functioning. So they tell me that they are taking back at 1/10 of the price and they sell it at a higher rate, some of them. So all this should be good. Many good things are happening, but efficiency should be there, transparency should be there, everything should be implemented as expected. Because now we have the technology to support us. There is a mechanism to check, and people have become more knowledgeable. That is one aspect which I would like to emphasize. I would not like to dwell at length on that because it's a big subject, every area. Halo India, if you take example, we should be happy that in the last Asian Games, we have received how many medals? How many medals we have received? And correct, 107. We have crossed 100, 107. Last, I think we have received 76. So substantial increase. And you know, Uttar Pradesh, a person who was engaged in manual labor, he received a medal. You heard of that? Yeah. You name, anybody remembers his name? I don't remember his name. He was doing manual work. Somehow they found out that, you know, you can run well, you can participate in athletics in mixed double. One lady and this man together, they won 37 kilometers race. They won. The change is people from ordinary families, people from grassroots level, they are getting opportunity to participate at that level. Imagine, because of the various factors, but Halo India definitely gives opportunity. That is, they are put in a sports school, they take care of them, special training is there. If it is, because 1.4 billion, still we are fourth. We should compete with, we should be at least one or second. Still we are fourth. Korea is over us. Japan, of course, it is over us. We are fourth. So we should be first or second with 1.4. We have the talent. So how to tap the talent? How to, just giving example. In every, many areas it will be like that. Startup India, for example, how many startups are there now? Can you imagine how many startups are there? How many unicorns are there? What is a unicorn? What is a unicorn? Turnover, if it is over 8,000 crores, valuation, if it is over 8,000 crores, it is called unicorn. Startups, those, you know, who start the company newly, they are called startups. Within a short time, from almost few hundred startups, now there are more than 1 lakh startups. More than 1 lakh startups are there. It's very difficult to take up entrepreneurship, risky, but it should be there. We can do it. We can. Many people have the talent, but because of the chalta hai, risk is there. We are getting, say, 1 lakh salary, 50,000 salary. Why go risk, take risk? This kind of tendency prevents people to take up entrepreneurship. That's not good. We should encourage. In universities, we train them, give them the required skill set to take up. You may fail 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. Sometime you will be successful. Consistently, you keep doing, definitely you will be successful. And that will not contribute to his individual growth, that contributes to the growth of the country, growth of the nation, growth of the society. There are more than 100 unicorns in India now. More than 100 unicorns, imagine. Defense sector you take, so much, you know, private sector manufacturing. Any sector you take, any friend, phenomenal changes have happened. Nobody can take us for granted. Even China cannot take us for granted. China cannot dare to launch an aggression on India now. I will just one observation I'll make here in this context. Earlier policy was don't develop border roads. Border roads. Border roads. That was official policy mentioned in our parliament. If we develop border roads, the danger is Chinese will come into India using the same roads. This is the philosophy. Please remember, this is the philosophy. Chinese we cannot stop them. They'll use the roads. If there are no roads, they'll come, but they'll come slowly. Now, left and right, we are developing border roads, bridges, huge bridges, fast technology, infrastructure is going so fast, you cannot imagine. So fast we are developing. They just cannot dare to touch us now. That is our strength. Within a short span of time, earlier our people did not even have proper boots to go onto the Himalayas and fight. They did not have proper dress. Now it's totally different. We are manufacturing. Everything is manufactured. Flights, everything. This is the change. You have the willpower, you have the leadership, visionary leadership, you can do it. That's the big change that has happened. Many friends, now I don't want to go into the details because it's a lengthy story and it runs into some. I think I'll not be doing justice if I don't touch COVID here. I think, thank God, all of us are here. You're all here. COVID first phase, second page. It was so dangerous. I'm sure nobody is here who has not heard about his close people being affected by that virus. Every colony, every family, someone or other, near or dear or far, they are affected. That was such a terrible thing. Now, India has done it well. How India could handle it well? America tried. It could not handle as India has handled. America pumped money into the individual families' hands and then landed up in their deep into food, India, other aspects. We have survived. Why we have survived? Because people supported it. It was made as a people's movement to take care of ourselves. We have to protect. We should not become depressed. We should not become discouraged. Together we can fight. That was the reason why our Prime Minister did certain activities. Like said, you come onto the lobbies outside, light a candle, clap, ring a bell. People thought, what is he doing? That is how you united all the people. It's important. We have to work together as Indians. This is a dangerous thing. It's a question of life and death. We have to be together. That is the leadership. That's what he has done. Now, such ideas must come where we should take people together. We should unite them. Many such examples you see. In 2014, when toilet construction went on, I used to wonder what these people are doing. They won't get votes if they talk about toilets. But he took it up. Government took it up as a major policy. Initially thought, how can it be successful? People are using a storeroom. There is no water. What will they do? Like initially, but it is to a great extent success. When you go in the train, you don't see people in open defecation along the train tracks. You just observe. This was one thing which brought very, very bad name to India outside. There is no hygiene, no cleanliness. Now you see the difference. Many small things, they appear small, but they are not small. Hygiene. Many changes can take place if you have the will, if you have the visionary leadership. That's where the leadership comes. Leadership not only at the top level, not only Prime Minister, at every level, head of the department, principal, vice chancellor, head of an organization, everywhere, a teacher is a leader. So everywhere leadership is important, very, very important. Leader cannot be satisfied, should not be satisfied with the daily transactions. Okay, we are coming class and taking classes, going. That's not it. That anyway it has to happen. But what is the future? Where we have to go? What courses we have to introduce? What development has to take place? What in 5 years, what we are supposed to do? That is leadership transformational. We have to think of the future. If everybody thinks like that, change will happen. But everybody is only blaming others and we are not doing anything, nothing will happen. We cannot move forward. Everybody should be a leader. Honesty is very, very important. That is another aspect which I would like to mention. And with these few aspects, you still have time? Yeah. I know. I was thinking that I crossed the time because we started a little late. So these are all the few aspects I thought the challenges, last base 5 minutes I will take. Challenges, let us talk about it. What are the challenges? Few challenges. Think about it. I think, can you tell challenges, any one of you? What are the challenges? Constraints? You can feel free to tell. What are the challenges?
There is a question and answer also there. Now we can use our
33% reservation, do you think it is good for women? Yes or no?
yes.
How many say yes? Please lift your hands. How many are for reservation for women in say legislature and parliaments? No, you don't want reservation for women?
When women don't.
Women, I'm sure, sir. I don't think you understood the question. Reservation for women means in the parliament, in the state legislature, the reservation should be there. If 100 members are there, 3 seats should be reserved for women. You want it or no? Yes. Yes. Glad you have said yes. I should say yes, have it, yes, have it. And they say, okay. Now, already women are playing a major role. We want women-led economy. That's happening. Panchayat Raj is already there, but women do play a very, very important role. Just let me share my own experience. I just told about my son who came from US recently. He wanted to do some charity work and all that. So I took him to slums. There one society is running what they call as Samskara Kendra. Samskara Kendra. All value change and all that. And then coaching, everything happens. I took him there. They are the last mile people, poorest of the poor, poorest of the poor. They studied in the government schools. They were there, children, little kids up to say first class, second class, third class. When we spoke to them, I saw great enthusiasm in the culture. Girls were very enthusiastic, very happy, smiling face, listening very promptly, singing rhymes, poems. They were, telling, reciting. Boys were little with suspicion. They were seeing. Few boys, not all. I'm not making a differentiation in the gender. I'm not blaming the men, but what I have seen, I'm telling. You need not generalize on that basis. It can be isolated incident, right? It can be isolated. You don't have to generalize, but that's what we have seen. I'm just saying. So I felt very happy. At least here are the girls who are very enthusiastic, learn. I wish they should have more opportunities. They can really come up well in their life. That's what I really felt. And my son gave some money so that for 6 months the teacher's salary is met. Teacher is almost voluntary service they are doing. Some pocket money they should be given. So that money was given. Like that, many people, if they come forward, do community service, take care of the government schools will get support from the local community, and students who are studying there, they'll definitely improve. In this context, what I have not touched is a challenge. I'm covering the challenges. Mindset of the people is very important. No matter what you do, mindset, values, they are very, very important. Let me tell you one aspect. In the villages, in some of the rural villages, which I have seen, which I keep discussing about the people. Yes. How much money is going into the villages? in the form of pension for farmers, so for those who have land, some subsidies given to them. Some in Telangana state, they are given 5,000 per acre per season. They get 10,000 in a year. Like that, there are so many other facilities that are going into their hands. Now I inquired, what are these young fellows doing in the village? After studies, where are they going? What? I felt very sad to know that, except few people who can be counted on fingers, most of them are not doing right. Some people, okay, they got some few jobs, some are doing business, but majority section, they are not doing really right, which they are, and who are coming from the poorer sections. Why they are not doing right? Because of the habits. Because of the habits. They don't have that will to develop. They are sucked into wrong habits. So they stagnate there, they decay there. Now, young people, if that happens, then what? It's not good. So what I would suggest is proper values have to be inculcated into the people at the school stage itself. If the children come with right values, right knowledge to the universities, you will find a different level altogether. What we expect at the university and the children who study in different areas where it is not good, if they come here, you will find a gap. Basic, say, foundation, basic standards, which they are expected, they will not have. Basic value orientation, it will not be there. In the modern life, one thing we have seen is for small things, students are getting upset. Very often you see in the newspaper, they committed suicide because they got failed in the examination, or father or mother has reprimanded them as failure of love, some small thing. They are getting upset and they are killing themselves. That is what is happening because of the pressure of the modern life, not paying right attention, no scientific parenting. All these are important. So summary is, right values have to be inculcated into the children right from the pre-primary stage, and they'll become a very strong-willed, with a purpose, with a goal. They'll be in a professional way, they'll be working and they'll be successful, not only for earning their own livelihood, but they'll be leaders in the society, leading the society in the right direction. That's how they will develop. That is what is required. So my appeal to all the friends here is, let us work on that. How to transform the society for better, right from the school stage, upward onwards. How to make them better. Everybody wants a better life, but how do you really improve that? We need to do research into that. We have come up with ideas. Solutions should come from the universities, from the education institutions, from research institutions. With these few words, I think I'm keeping you here, and I think maybe monotonous, boring for you. I will stop here and let me thank you profusely for bearing with me, listening to me patiently. Thank you, one and all. Thank you.
If anyone wants to ask any question to our chief guest, Excellency, so please go ahead. Yeah.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Sheikh Agib Kadir, and I thank you very much once again for giving your precious time to us. My question was regarding some things that this.
Yes, good.
Sir, the things you discussed here on the dice were very informative and very clear to us, but some things which were at some points doubtable like we talked our democracy, we are democratic, or we can say we are a socialistic country or economically growing. So as per some reports, like the print website has recently printed a report that only 2 or 3% or even less than that population of India is paying tax, and that too belongs to the lower middle classes. And on the top of it, we talked about that India is the largest democracy of the world. First of all, sir, this is something to be doubted on, because who has given this tag, I don't know. Because being a Kashmiri, I feel that since 4 or 5 years, I have seen no government of mine. No one is ruling who is from my side.
Okay. Question is taken.
No, you understand.
Thank you. Just this is. So my point is that the word democracy really applicable in India? Because you might be well aware about what is happening since past 200 days in Manipur. Is that really belongs to? Can we say we are a really democratic country? Why?
The question is understood, man.
Limited. Thank you. So,
Anyone else? We can take.
anyone else want to ask any question? Anyone?
Teachers?
Anybody? From girls? Because we were talking about reservation of women. So anybody? Nobody? Okay.
Questions?
Yeah, my dear friend, I really appreciate you for asking the question. I should thank you for asking the question, because nobody else, only you. You should come. There should not be any agency in asking questions. Left, right, you can ask questions. There's no issue. As well as what we all print 1 and 2%, very few people pay tax. Absolutely, you're right. The percentage of people tax who pay are very less. And in fact, that is one of the reasons I think why GST is introduced. With GST, tax remittances have substantially increased. If you 2017 to now, you will see. So I think it has substantially. Please check out the statistics. From 2017, I think from 8 lakh crores from. No, I don't remember the facts, right? But I think 4 or 5 times it has increased in 3 or 4 years. It has increased 4 or 5 times. Many changes have taken place. At one time, people used to carry a lot of cash. If you take Hyderabad as an example, very bright property, say particularly say a flat or any villa you want to buy. What used to happen, most little money they used to take officially, and a lot of money they used to take in cash form. It is not like that now. All the big builders, they want all the money only officially, no cash. Is it not a change? That's a very big change. Builders asking complete white money only, official money, only check form. You come to Hyderabad and see, any builder you go, big builders, nobody will accept cash. That is because they have already faced up many times the tax rates. The tax rates are becoming more expensive. It's better to pay tax and get rid of it and live a peaceful life. Nobody wants to carry cash. So many changes are taking place, good things are happening. I think we can be optimistic about as far as that is concerned. And the Manipur, as far as Manipur is concerned, I don't think, friend, you should relate it to democracy. The insurgency was there for a very long time. I am chair, Manipur University Chancellor. I keep in touch with what is happening there right now. The ethnic conflict is there between Metis and Kutis, very, very long time. External influences are very much there, Myanmar and other places. Drug trade is going on. There are complex issues are there, many aspects are there. So we have to go into details to understand. To politicize the issue, they say, oh, Manipur, it's not as simple as that. Nobody wants conflict, nobody wants violence, everybody wants peace there. Everything was so good there. Suddenly, the High Court decision has come and whatever was simmering, it already burst up. And why it has burst up, there could be so many influential factors which must have worked behind it. So as researchers, you should go deep. Don't go by this print and these people. Don't believe these people. You do research. Go to the more reliable things. Do research. Find out. If possible, go there. Talk to the people. Find out. And get some fund for the research and do research and then come out. Not only for finding out, come up with the solutions. What is the better solution? How can you do better? Inform the government, inform the concern. That should be our attitude. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Oh, yes, please, sir.
Sir, I am faculty from School of Education here. At the outset, I am very grateful of you, like other audiences, for your very crisp presentation, showing us how we can achieve the dream of developing India before 2047. Now, my one simple supervisor talk is concerned, you have beautifully emphasized that if we want to achieve the dream of India developed by 2047, we as researchers, as teachers, or as policy makers should focus on the upliftment of poor people. I believe before 4 or 5 days, an article was published wherein it was mentioned that 84% of poor people in India belong to various disadvantaged sections like OBCs, SCs, STs, etc. India has taken a landmark judgment wherein 33% reservation was given to women. And from Mandal Commission to the intervention of the present government, the reservation of had been good number of initiatives had been taken for the upliftment of the poor in India. But the argument, the question on cost-based census, we don't have the indicators when we talk about the upliftment of these people who belong to various disadvantaged sections, basically policy planners, practitioners, they don't have the clear indicators. And researchers, other policy practitioners, they have emphasized, they gave this suggestion that India should go for cost-based census. Now, what is your take, sir? If we really want to update or improve the standard of those people, what hampers the country, the leadership of the present regime, or the upliftment of the poor people through cost-based census? Over to you, sir.
Please.
Do we have any other question or this is the last? One more from here.
Yes,
Okay.
So you can take.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Myself, Dr. Hilal. I'm a faculty at School of Legal Studies. Mine is simple. I will be straightforward to the question instead of going here and there. So I remember that Ramachandra Guha had written a book, India After Gandhi. But in the latest edition, he has dropped the word, the largest democracy. Earlier in the first edition, it was the largest democracy. But in the latest edition, he dropped intentionally the word, what you call as the largest democracy. And also, if you talk of Justice Markante Kaju, he too is talking about not, he has written a book what we call as Whether Indian Democracy. Why both writers have written this critically, talking about the Indian democracy. They are saying that the dissent has no opinion in the Indian, the present conditions. So I want your reaction on this point. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, two very good questions. One is caste-based census. So what I understand reading papers and what discussion is taking place, one aspect is roughly to know the composition of the caste in different areas, it is known. You don't have to do a survey for that. Exact number may be 1 or 2% this side, that side, but you already know. Now, once you know, and you want to proportionately, what you are trying to say is proportionately they should be given their due. Why don't you give right away? While giving tickets to party tickets or any other thing, why don't you give right away? Why are you waiting for the caste census? That means somehow I get a doubt. You are not genuine in raising this issue. There is absolutely no issue you can do caste. I'm not against it. But those who are talking for the political purpose, they are not fair because they are not implementing. If they want, they can right away implement. That's the person you give tickets. This is whatever composition you know, you give it. You are not giving what you are saying, but you want to get a political mileage. I am for caste census, there is no problem. You conduct, and accordingly, whatever say discussion take place, parliament they agree, members which they agree, because it's a legislation which they have to do. We work according to the decisions taken in parliament. There is no issue in that. That is the first second. Second, the largest democracy, they are talking, not talking, and all that. I just don't want to go into details. In simple understanding, as far as I am concerned, we have 1.4 billion people. Okay. How many voters are there? More than 700 million voters, right, sir? More than 700 million voters we have. More than that we have. 17 general elections have taken place already across. Even on the elephant, they carry the polling material. They even 10 voters are there, they go there and take their choice perfectly, except for the emergency period in between 2 years. They also say they have done a constitution, but we have our doubts. That's what most of the scientists doubt. That could be back clear, they say. But otherwise, elections are taking peacefully. Second, 70% is average vote turnover compared to other countries, which is much less they're participating. The more less they educated, more keenly they participate in the elections. It is the educated sections who sometimes they have for various reasons. But less educated sections, low income people, if their vote is not there, they think that it is their death. That is how they seriously they consider voting. So, third thing I want to say, no matter how much money people may give, no much freebies, this, that may give, still people vote differently in different elections. Parliament election, they vote one way. 6 months later, you hold assembly, they vote in different way. And what happened? So much in this thing we have done, why they voted differently? People are bitching. This I want to stop. You call it democracy or no democracy, it's up to you to decide. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir, for these enlightening words. When heartfelt words resonate with genuine action, change is bound to come. Thank you so once again. As we all know that Amrit Kal is the time of Bharat to move ahead and for citizens to work hard, remain united and committed to fulfill the vision to create a prosperous and inclusive Bharat where the benefits are accessible to all. आप आएंगे तो फूलों की बरसात करेंगे. आप आएंगे तो फूलों की बरसात करेंगे. मौसम के फरिश्तों से मेरी बात हुई है. I am profusely elated to invite Honorable Vice Chancellor, Central University of Kashmir, Professor A. Ravindranath, on this for his valuable address. So big round of applause for Honorable.
The Honorable Chief Guest, Professor T. Tirupati Garu, and my colleagues, Professor Shahid Rasul, the Dean Academic Affairs, Meera Shah, Dean Student Welfare, my fellow fraternity, the deans of the various schools, faculty, scholars and students. Indeed, we are highly privileged, sir, and honored with your presence, because being an eminent in the area of political science and served as a vice chancellor, presently as a chancellor, because of your distinguished exposure. And of course, our people have not mentioned much you have the international exposure, especially with the Commonwealth countries and Commonwealth universities, and that you have observed in the UK, your visit. So how the democracy is functioning, and even in US visit also. And during your period, we have seen much of reforms in the Usman University as far as administrative and academic reforms are concerned. And thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to be part of the various committees during the time. So that has enabled me to learn much of the things about the educational administration. So though I was offered a position in during these things, but I preferred, because I started a new department at the time, I ought to shape that particular department. I don't want to take so one of the things just I observed in these particular committees, so when someone is mentioning about how the democracy is functioning, so democracy will have one of the things is inclusiveness is one of the important part. Among that, first and foremost, we speak about a democratic nation when we consider about. So normally they are the representatives of people through by election. So they to govern those people. So, okay, that is normally being called as a democracy. But the will of the people is not being translated through that particular representatives. So when we are making a particular questions, one of the scholar or student he has mentioned, so comparing with the earlier and today, so he has to see what is the difference earlier. So earlier, when you look at what is the trend now and what is your need, you have to see what is the gap is there. So if we really analyze are you really deprived from earlier situation to today's situation also, we have to look into that. Now I noticed the leadership is in three forms are possible. I noticed the leadership in three forms achieved by Professor Tirupati Rao. One is by election, one is by selection, one is by nomination. Leadership will come. So Tirupati Rao sir was elected twice as a Teachers Association president of the Usman University Teachers Association, one by defeating opponent, another by unopposed election. So this was, he was an elected. And secondly, he was selected as a vice chancellor of the university. So that is by search committee supposed to do by selection, he became a leader. Thirdly, by nomination, he was a chancellor of a university. So this comes with an individual experience, expertise, finally the nomination comes. So people have to see how the leadership to be groomed. First, you have to the hearts of people around you, then you will get elected. So then once you make some good work, then you will selected by the government for the position. Subsequently, when still you have done anything good, then you naturally being nominated. So these three kinds of leadership one has to think about. When the development is mentioning about how the development comes, because the earlier situation is totally different. Today, the situation is totally, because the technological advancement, what is happening? It is the education, the students, the generation are getting. So what has enabled mainly technological advancement. The Chandrayaan is one of the example which we are speaking about. The India, when it has democracy, first the independent became, first it focused on industrial economy. Subsequently, we are deprived of the poverty, mainly especially malnutrition and the food scarcity was there. Green revolution has come. Agriculture sector we have got. Thirdly, we are giving the service sector. These three sectors are considered to be the economic advancement. So this, once you are aware of it, so how we can nurture it. So the technological advancement has helped a lot, especially for the things, especially the information revolution, which we speak about. The information access has been increased and people awareness has been increased. And we are also the transparency, accountancy, these things are coming. So normally any development goes through three aspects. First and foremost is technology, we take it. Secondly, its management, and thirdly, it will be considered as the values. So values will be three kinds. The technology I mentioned, if you introduce the technology in these three growth sectors, mainly manufacturing industry, agriculture and service sector, so then productivity increases, economy will increase. Then another is management aspect. There are three kinds are there: financial management, organizational management, and human resource management. If you are not done these three effectively, so whatever the technological advancement is there, it will not reach to the unreached. So that you have to understand. So then thirdly, the values. Values, one of the important aspect. So where the accountability and transparency, whatever we are speaking, but most important of the values is human consent. So if you are not, human consents are not incorporated in these things, so whatever the advancement, the growth has been efficiently done through the technology or human, that is management, so you are not able to sustain its growth. Subsequently, it will fall down if human concern not being addressed. So this one has to be aware of this regarding the development. Somehow the students must be aware of it. Why this Amrit Kal Vimarsh, what we call, so why we are doing it. So the Vikasit Bharat, if you want to see at the rate of 2047, next 25 years, because have you ever aware of Vision 2020? How many of in this hall has been aware of Vision 2020? Who conceived that Vision 2020? APJ Abdul Kalam. So it was in 2004 during, it is called Millennium Development Goals. The United Nations has made it. So he thought by 2020, India will become a developed nation. Till today, we have not become a developed nation. Probably the reasons you may know, you try to introspect what could be the reasons. And now we are setting a target to become a developed nation by 2047, when India becomes its centenary year of independence. So just you have to think about when you are making certain targets. So in that, education is one of the important aspects. By 2020, we will reach a world average of gross enrollment ratio of 30. Till today, 2023, we have not reached that particular gross enrollment of 30. Yeah. So by 2020, what we are supposed to do, even 23, we are not able to complete it. But we have set a target of gross enrollment ratio of 50 by 2035. So that you have to be aware of how our efforts and direction supposed to be there. Earlier, we are not that much informed, that much things are not happened, but now the digital missions which has been taken place and Digital India program. So this you have to see how the things is accessible. Tomorrow, the institutions are not going to be simply teaching the subject to the students, but students are going to come with highly informed through education system. And they get committed through online mode only. There is no physical examination, will not be there. So here comes the institution with an idea. So when that idea is there, we are supposed to be, as a teachers or faculty, should act as a mentors to translate that idea into innovation, innovation into an invention, invention into a product. So where the proper entrepreneurship is emerges, enterprise will emerge, and economy. How the state should move towards that, they have to think. Are one of the important aspects. Now, how the entrepreneurship culture should come, because in this hall, probably there are three kinds of generation students are maybe there. One is first generation students. So first generation students, normally they look for a kind of employment skill they want to develop so that economy livelihood will increase. The second generation students, because already parents are educated, so they can look for pursuing the scholastic intellectual property gains. The third generation students who are there, so this is a priority area. I don't want a first generation a student cannot pursue the higher degree to become a scholastic, pursue research degree, and to be an entrepreneur also. The third generation students, they are little wealthy. The reason is father, grandfather was educated. They made a good amount of, a sufficient amount of sustain quality life. So then they can take risks. Such people should go for the entrepreneurship. So they think they should be the job creators. So this what? One of the important aspect is Gati Shakti of this Amrit Kal. So which we are discussing is only how to create the job opportunities is one of the important things. Enhance the opportunities for the young generation. So this you have to think about. There are four important things. Is one is inclusiveness, all these things. So we have to look at the prospective way. So progressive. So students must have the knowledge of past, the present, and also to predict. So this, if you're there, so then you can make the things workable in your direction, in your way. So today also I admit that. So this is the future of the country lies on you. By 2047, you are considered to be the leaders, understanding the democratic principles. Probably perceptions of individuals are maybe vary, because when India got independence, what Winston Churchill has thought of it, what social scientists have thought of it. Had we like that today? We are not. So if someone is writing about our democracy, what is today, so it may not be true. It is we ourselves has to know where we are, how we are, where we want to go. So these things, if you know very well, probably you have to create your destiny in your hands. Not someone is assessing about you. Okay, so that's what the leadership I mentioned. You will come, first you become an elected, then you will become selected, thirdly you will become nominated. So since I've seen these three qualities in Professor Tirupati Rao, I thank you very much for this and having coming over.
Thank you so much, sir, for these insightful thoughts. Obviously, ideas indeed have the power to cause ripples of change. So the message would be wrapped up in the words of Majur that Yansaban tithu sokhanvar yutsuko masih bakar. Yansaban tithu sokhanvar yutsuko masih bakar. Nat narian maz bangri lagit roz pana sandar. The most beautiful moments always seem to accelerate and slip beyond one's grasp when we want to hold on to them as long as possible. Now, I would like to request Dean Academic Affairs, OSD to Honorable Vice Chancellor, Central University of Kashmir, Professor Shahid Rasool, to come on dais to acknowledge the presence of everyone. Professor Shahid Rasool, big round of applause, please.
Honorable Professor T. Tirupati Rao Garu, Speaker of the Day, Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor A. Ravindranath, my fellow colleague, Dean Student Welfare Dr. Mehrajuddin, Deans of the schools, heads of departments, coordinators, my colleague, fellow teachers, and dear students in this hall, as well as in all the parallel sessions who are watching this online from different campuses. It's indeed an honor and a pleasant duty for me to present a vote of thanks on this important occasion when we have started a series of distinguished lectures under the title of Amrit Kal Vimarsh, Viksit Bharat at 2047. And we had the privilege of listening to one of the stalwarts who, as the Honorable Vice Chancellor was saying, has come across as elected and selected and nominated. But what we heard here was a scholarly discourse from our chief guest and the speaker of the day on the occasion. And he spoke in length about Bharat in Amrit Kal, democracy, leadership, and development. And he rightly identified the areas which give us a feeling that India is going to be a developed country by 2047, as has been highlighted and underlined by the Honorable Vice Chancellor also, that we make goals, we make plans, we make policies, but we don't follow them up with a proper planning to achieve them. That's why probably we missed the goal of 2040 of becoming the developed country, because it remained a slogan and a rhetoric, not applying it on the ground level. And as the Honorable Speaker rightly said, that the image of Bharat Mata is changing. The image of India is changing in the eyes of the world. We were the country of, wrongly, of course, considered the country of snake charmers and beggars. But after launching the Chandrayaan-3, the image has taken a drastic change. And as has been highlighted, that it's not only within India that we are doing well, and we have indicators that we'll become a developed country by 2047. We are ruling most of the countries, either directly or through what's called the soft power. These are the indicators that we are capable of doing things, and I'm reminded of that famous Shah Rukh Khan dialogue, don't ever underestimate the power of an ordinary Indian. And we have demonstrated that. Thank you very much, sir, for being here with us today, coming all the way. Despite his very busy schedule, he accommodated the request of our Honorable Vice Chancellor. Probably he could not say no to him. Otherwise, it would have been probably difficult for us to have him here this morning with us and having this interesting discourse on a very important topic. I must also thank our visionary leader in the form of our Honorable Vice Chancellor, who makes things happen. We were all in a dilemma, how to do things, how to get the first speaker. And the Honorable Vice Chancellor said, I have asked Professor Tirupati Rao ji, he is coming. Thank you very much, sir, for giving us the guidance and the support and the encouragement for organizing these lectures. Thanks are also due to my colleague and the students' welfare, who worked overtime to make all the arrangements with the support of his team, and all others in the university who put in their efforts, be that estates department, be that hospitality and protocol, and be that the scope secretariat who designed all the graphics and the banners. Everybody has put in the efforts for this. And I must also thank my colleague, Dean School of Legal Studies, for offering this hall as well as the warm hospitality for the guests. Thanks are also due to my colleague, Dr. Arif Nazir, and his team at DCJ for the media coverage, as well as for the IT support, because he happens to be also the director IT, along with his team for carrying the live streaming of this particular session, not only to the other campuses, but it is being watched on the YouTube at many places. I must also thank all the students, scholars, teachers, heads of departments, and the deans who found time, despite so many other engagements in their departments, came here and joined us online in different campuses for this very important session. With these few words, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you with a small couplet. Jab bhi kabhi is shahar mein aana, khushboo leke aa jana. And today we had the fragrance of the Honorable Professor Tirupati Rao ji, whose fragrance will remain with us. And we assure you, sir, that we will spread this fragrance far and wide. And together we will achieve the dream of making India a developed country by 2047. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. A good event never ends in the world. They take only a pause and keep us waiting for the next. As we inch towards the closing of this event, I would like to extend a sincere thank you to all the dignitaries, our respected guests, and every person present in the hall today for making this event a success. Now, I would like to request dignitaries and deans are being requested to please have a cup of tea in the dean's room. So all other guests, all other faculty members and students are being requested to be seated here for having a cup of tea. Thank you so much.